Hello, everyone. My name is Tan, and today I'd like to share with you a practice at the end of year that I found really helpful for me. It's we're only 2 weeks away from the end of the year. As you can see that I have my Christmas hat on. This is something that my daughter bought for her school performance, and I just love the festivity of it. So I decided to wear it for today's recording. So every year I have this practice where I would write a love letter to my children. In that love letter, I would reaffirming of how much I love them, regardless of how they might behave or what they've done. I've always loved them, and it's unconditional. And I also reaffirm how blessed I felt or feel to be their mom. And in the letter, I would write that a few of the instant or examples of the things that they've done throughout the years that make me really proud of them. And I always surface it by saying that they've done so many things that make my heart full and make me feel blessed as a mom. But these are just a few specific things that I would like to, recall to show them how wonderful they are and that I'm proud of them and that I believe in them and I know that they're gonna continue to do great or even better the following year. So I have that practice for years. Every year, at the end of the year, I would write a love letter to my children. But a couple years ago, when I went on a mindfulness meditation retreat at Deer Park, and one of the nuns there conduct a session, it's about writing love letter to oneself. And as I listened to her instruction on how to write a love letter to oneself, I was overcome with emotion. I was overcome with emotion because as a high achiever, I'm very critical of myself. It's really easy for me to identify things that I could improve, things that I could do better, and things that I thought could, could have turned out differently. So it's I struggle to find things to say to myself, that to express love and proud and encouragement to myself. And later on in the evening, as I came back to my own room, it's a family retreat. So my children and my husband were there, and we all have gone through the same exercise. And interestingly, I found that while my son and my husband have done the exercise themselves, my daughter also struggled to write a love letter to herself. And that made me realize that many of us who are high achieving, especially the woman, we are very critical of ourselves, and it's difficult for us to find things to say to ourselves that express love and admiration. But as I work on it, I found that this practice actually helped me heal on the wound or the dissatisfaction or the critical thoughts about myself. Helped me heal. It helped reconcile with myself. It helped me encourage myself to get better from a place of love and a place of forming. We could encourage our loved one, but it's oftentimes it's to ourselves who need the most encouragement. And the encouragement that we have for ourselves is actually a lot more powerful than what we could get from other people. We all need encouragement, and I need encouragement from my family, my friends, and my college. But actually, the encouragement to me, to myself, is actually what's most important. So the practice of writing love letter to oneself is actually one that I'm really cherished on, and I kept doing for the last couple of years now. And today I would like to share it with you. If you would like to get the whole recording in one setting, and also a copy of this PowerPoint presentation, I encourage me to either text message me on social media or send me an email at tan@theencourageteam.com. Tan, THANH at theencourageteam.com. And with that say, let us get started. So the first step in writing a love letter to ourselves is we need to set a time and a place. We need to pick a time where nobody could disturb us. So it could be first thing in the morning when everybody is still asleep, or it could be the last thing in the evening when everybody already in bed. Or if you and your family could go on a retreat and you could set a time for the whole family to do this. And so that's what we did the last few years. We went on a retreat and we set aside a time, maybe an hour, where we each go in our own place and write our love letter to ourselves. Second, we need to find a place that is nourishing to me. And to me, what nourishing to me is when I sit in nature. It could overlooking a valley or looking up a mountain, or even in the garden when I'm surrounded by nature. The smell of the fresh air, the sensation of the bird, the tree, the plant, the flower, and the smell of the flower, the trees, the soil, all of that is very nourishing for me. Or at the beach, watching the wave rolling in and out, and immerse myself on this beautiful nature, this majestic and so large universe that encompassing and accepting everybody, everything is very nourishing to me. So I suggest you to find such a place that it fill your souls, it nourishing to you to start writing this love letter to yourself. The second step is just to get started. I remember the first time I wrote a love letter to myself, my brain and my emotion was so overpowered with the thought that, I have nothing to say about myself, nothing good to say about myself. There's nothing about me that lovable. Is I'm laughing about it, but it was true. I couldn't think of anything that lovable or great to talk about myself. I mean, my brain was filled with things I could do better. And so I just sit there and I just paralyzed. I didn't know how to get started. But actually, the first thing you should do, even if you don't know what to write, is just get started. Just write dear and then your name. Dear is a loving word. We use it to our loved one, dear daughter, dear son, dear somebody. But we rarely say dear to our name. So first thing we need to do is get started. Just say dear Pan. And then once we get that, it sounds counterintuitive that when we write a love letter to ourselves, we should think of all the good things about ourselves. We should think of all the wins, all of the triumph that we have in our life. But it's actually very difficult for me to start off with that. So it's easier and more natural to me for me to think of all the difficulties that I faced in the year. Those difficulties could be big or small. It could be, my struggle to establish a new habit, or it could be, my argument with somebody that left me thinking until this point. It could be, being let go from a job that I loved. It could be many things. But it's easier, I found, to think of all the challenges and difficulties. And it doesn't have to be the challenge and difficulties that you overcame. It's just the one that you face, whether you overcame or not, or whether you're still facing it or not. It lists all the challenge and difficulties that we face this year would be then the next step. And after we list them, and here is when I would like us to think of the outcome in a non-judgment way. The outcome could be, I overcame that challenge and I succeeded. That project was really difficult and nobody think that we could meet the deadline. But yet, my team and I, we overcame that. We pulled together and we succeeded, and we got the project done within the deadline. it could just be that I survive. I survived that and I am here. My mentor said that, and something that resonated with me, that because you are survived, anything is possible. Because I survive, anything is possible. So the outcome could be that I survive. The outcome could be that, I fail. It's okay to fail. Sometimes we fail, sometimes we win. But I learned from it. What is the lesson that I've learned from it? I didn't get that outcome that I wanted, but I learned from it. What did I learn? And even if I didn't learn anything yet, maybe as I contemplate about it, maybe as I seek out mentor and teacher, maybe if I internalize it a bit more, I would figure out a lesson that I learned that could help me with the future um, projects, the future milestone. So in this step, I like us to just celebrate the outcome, whether we succeeded or we just survived or what we learned from it. All of those outcomes are things that we can celebrate. And then I like us to think about what qualities that help us overcome those challenges or help us face those challenges. What quality help us in those challenges? For example, I may not win in a situation if the outcome was not what I expected, but I'm very proud of how hard I work. And or maybe I'm very proud of my perseverance. Because of the perseverance, I overcame these challenges and I succeeded. Or maybe if my positivity, everybody thought that we're going to fail and we wouldn't be able to get that project done. But my positivity carried me or carry the team or carry the project to a successful outcome. Or my positivity carry my family, encourage my kids to do what they needed to do. So just think of all the qualities that help you in those challenges, the qualities that help you survive, the qualities that help you learn, the quality that help you overcome. And the next step is to thank yourself for those qualities. Uh, thank you for being very patient with yourself, with the people around you. Thank you for keeping at it, even though you felt like you wanted to give up. Thank you for keeping learning about the subject, even though you felt like it was too hard, but you keep at it, you keep learning about it. So thank yourself for all the qualities that help you survive, that help you overcome or help you learn. Thank you, my body, for helping me recover from a sickness, for hanging in there, even though, I had a really severe sickness, or even though I have not uh, able to build a healthy exercise habit. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Think about all those qualities that you exhibit that help you in those challenges. And then the next step is actually really important, and it has happened to me a lot, is as I reflect on those challenges, oftentimes you might identify some of the lack or imperfection. Oh, I could have done it better. I could have behaved better. I could have, go in that direction or that. I should have known better. But I don't want us to keep beating ourselves up about those things. We've done those enough during the year. At this point, I want us to give us some grace by thanking ourselves for the awareness. The fact that you realize that there are room for improvement, this is a huge step in growth. Because as we are aware, as we know where we are, as we are aware of our limitation, as is we are aware of our need to grow more, we are going to take steps to get better. Awareness is the first step, and it's the most impactful and important step in growing. Many people may not have that awareness. They may thought that they're doing everything great and fine and they're perfect, but that that doesn't give them any room to grow. So the fact that you identify the lack and imperfection, thank yourself for the awareness. That is a huge step. You know where you are. Now you can grow. And then affirming love and self-worth. You could say things like, it's normal to be imperfect. It's humanize us. You know, it's human. We're not supposed to be perfect. There's no one in the world that is perfect. So it's okay that we have this imperfection. And regardless of imperfection, we are still deserving and capable of loving ourselves. And we are worthy of achieving, we are worthy of happiness, we are worthy of love, regardless of our imperfection. We're all in a journey of growth, and we are where we are, and we are continue growing, and we're capable of love, we're deserving love, we are worthy of all the things that we desire in life. So at this point, write those statements down. Give us a lot of love, a lot of affirming, a lot of self-worth, affirming and thank ourselves for the awareness that we have. And then the next step, I think now it's easier. Now we've gone through all the difficulties, on the challenge, on the imperfection. It's easier for us to have to think of all the wins. I have a win this year because I dare to step out my comfort zone and did something. Maybe deliver a speech in front of 20,000 people, 100 people, maybe making that phone call, maybe developing that gratitude journal, making it a habit, maybe reaching out for somebody for help. Think of all the wins, small or big, that we have this year. And what qualities help you win? It could be, oh, my kindness, my courage, and my curiosity help me to connect with other people, help me to reach out for help, help me to motivate someone and allow them to overcome their own self-limitation. It could be that my love of learning and my love of adding value to others led me to learning a new skill set, to taking on these courses, to start a new business, to get that next promotion. All of the qualities that help you win, we can list them out at this point. And again, we thank ourselves for these qualities. Thank you for your courage of having that conversation with your boss about your next step in your career. Thank you for your perseverance, for keeping on to getting that book to the finish line. Thank you for your creativity in reaching out, figure out different way to run your business. So thank yourself for the qualities that help you win. And at the last section of our love letter to ourselves, always end with encouragement and affirmation. And sometimes it's really hard for us to encourage ourselves and to affirm ourselves. So at this point, I'd like you to just close your eyes and imagine your future self. Imagine 10 years from now, is you an older, wiser person? Are you coming back to the present, and that person, older, wiser person, that very mature woman or man is coming back and sit next to you on your bench and speak to you at the present moment? What would you say to yourself to encourage and affirm in you? Some of the things that I would say to myself is an older person that would come and sit next to my younger person, that would tell me would be, you are loved. The universe loves you, your family, your friends, your coworker love you. You are always doing your best, and that is something really good about you. So you can rest easy because all you can do is your best. And as you're doing your best, you have increased your chance to be successful in the future and to live a life that align with your value. So you can be happy and rest easy with yourself at this time. Or I would say things like your awareness and your intuition is very good. It's going to help guide yourself and help you understand what would be the best step forward for you. Um, Things like that that would help encourage me and affirm me. Um, you are confident and you have all the uh, internal strength and intellectual capability to learn and do anything that you put your mind to. So imagine your future self 10 years from now coming back to speak to you in this present moment. What would you say to yourself to encourage and affirm you? And our final step is to close the letter with love. As you could say something like, with all my love, and then sign your name, or with a loving heart inside your name. Or you could say something like, you are loved, or much love inside your name. And that's it. That's our love letter. Uh, it's a practice that I think that if you embrace and do it, it will bring you joy, it will bring you happiness, it will bring you encouragement and the awareness to help you grow and achieve success in the next year. And congratulations on writing a love letter to yourself. The next step I would like you to do is to read it out loud, because when we read it, we're reaffirming it, and it brings a much bigger impact and effect to the word that we just wrote. We need to read it out loud to remind ourselves that we are loved and we're capable, and we can overcome anything that we face, and we ready to start a new year from the position of love, of encouragement. And then I like us to revisit it often. Don't just write it one and put it in the corner and then never see it again. Put something on your calendar. Maybe revisit it once a month. Set up a time where you reread that letter. Put it in your calendar, because if you don't do that, chances are you're not going to do it. So do it now. Get your calendar out. Put in your calendar time where you revisit it once a month, once a quarter. But we need to revisit and read it often. And then with revisit it, it's okay to write a new one at that time. We don't have to do it once a year. We can do it once a quarter, once a month. Well, doing this is a great way to love ourselves, to encourage ourselves, and it's a great way of reflecting of our struggle, our triumph, and the quality that we have that help us find peace, calm, and success in life. And thank you so much for listening to this short session on writing a love letter to yourself. I hope it's been helpful to you. If you have any question, feel free to reach out to me on social media or email me at my name, Tan, THANH, at theencourageteam.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.